You know, Mika, it's really unbelievable. So what usually happens in hurricanes is they pick up a lot of steam over the water, they hit the land, and then they quickly dissipate. And you'll have some tornadoes here, some tornadoes there, a lot of rain, not a whole lot of flooding. But the pain that people are experiencing right now all across the South, especially in Western Carolina, is so heartbreaking. North Carolina is so heartbreaking also. South Carolina.
North Carolina, my God.
South Carolina badly as well. But Asheville completely wiped off the map. And listen, if you want to help those people who were suffering so terribly right now, you can do that by giving to the American Red Cross, World Central Kitchen, AmeriCares, GoFundMe, Salvation Army, Save the Children, and the United Way. Any way you can help, we ask, please help. Again, the people in the Carolinas right now really devastated.
Well,
and of course, all along the Florida coast, all along the Florida West Coast, Cedar Key, a lot of places just completely
Some places
hammered.
Decimated. We're getting a clearer look now at the damage inflicted by Tropical Storm Helene after the storm barreled through at least 6 states, leaving behind major devastation, turning neighborhoods into rivers. This morning, at least 89 people are dead across Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Virginia, and Tennessee. And in western North Carolina alone, at least 30 people were killed in one county due to catastrophic flooding. In some affected areas, power is being restored, but more than 2 million customers remain without electricity in several states. Right now, search and rescue operations are still ongoing as many people remain unaccounted for, leaving families desperate to find their loved ones. Later this week, President Biden will travel to areas impacted by Helene to survey the damage as response efforts continue. At a rally yesterday, Vice President Kamala Harris took a moment to discuss the impact of the storm and to thank the first responders.
And I know that everyone here sends their thoughts and prayers for the folks who have been so devastated by that hurricane and the ensuing events. In Florida, in Georgia, the Carolinas, and other impacted states. And we know that so many have been impacted, some have died. But I want to thank everyone for doing everything you can to think about them, send them your thoughts, send them your prayers. I want to thank the first responders who have done so much. We will stand with these communities for as long as it takes to make sure that they are able to recover and rebuild.
So Donald Trump, meanwhile, will head to Valdosta, Georgia, to survey the damage there from Tropical Storm Helene. Over the weekend, he criticized the Biden administration's response to the storm. That all comes as he downplayed the threat posed by climate change during a rally in Pennsylvania yesterday.
I haven't heard, Mike, they don't even talk about the environment anymore. You know why? Mike is saying, don't talk about it now. No, it's one of the great scams of all time. You know why they don't talk about it? Because people aren't buying it anymore.
That's just a lie. It's yet another lie. And not only Jonathan Lemire, are people buying the fact that, maybe 19 of the 20 hottest years on record have been the last 19 or so years. But talk to Republicans who run insurance companies that look at the numbers of how much storms are costing insurance companies, are costing the federal government, are costing Americans. It's getting so devastating that in so many places, some people can't even get property insurance anymore, because insurance companies have been so overwhelmed by the radical change in climate over the past 20 years. You know who else believes in climate change? An overwhelming majority of farmers. According to polls, they've seen the devastation and how their livelihoods have been damaged by the radical change in climate over the past 20, 30 years.
Yeah, climate change is real. Polling suggests more Republicans are believing it as well. We should also note, as Trump there claims that no one thinks about it, that it was Donald Trump supported Republican efforts to shut down the federal government just last week. If that government had shut down, think of what the federal response would be to this storm now. For people slowing down that much further, people who desperately need help. We should note President Biden is going to speak on the storm later today. White House says he will visit once it's safe for him to do so and he doesn't draw away resources that are badly needed elsewhere right now. Vice President Harris cutting a West Coast campaign trip short. She's also back in Washington. Her team, Joe Meek, also says she will visit when the time is right.